Everybody, welcome back. And we learned last week about Abel and Cain, hopefully understanding about God and the life before the disobedience of his parents in the Eden garden, and the consequence and the hope and the plans from their parents that came. So after understanding all these points, what the parents had told, what they should have done, they give a sacrifice to God, both of these two people, Abel and Cain. Abel clearly understands what they should have done, he should do, because he listens to what his parents did about what God expects, and he does this. Rather, Cain uses his own mind rather than what he had learned from his parents. So, if normally we don't understand something or something we have done wrong, we would ask God for what was the refusal Cain would have asked. Rather, he does not do this. Because if he had said to God, why you refused mine, God would have explained it clearly. But the problem was, he knows what he should have done. Rather, he does it in the way that's convenient to him. As we already understood that the big picture of the essential part of a sacrifice is another innocent life. And his blood has a big, picture of the salvation. So he accepts Abel's sacrifice, but he's denied both Cain and his offering for the offering. So we're going to look into more clarity about this. So we're going to clarify this by reading Genesis 4th chapter 56th verse. 56th to 7th verse, sorry. Okay. Okay, here we go. But for Cain and his offering he had no regard. So Cain was very angry and his face fell. The Lord said to Cain, why is your face fallen? And why has your face fallen? If you do well, will you not be accepted? So what he's trying to say here, if you know what is right, you would have done this, but you delivered the wrong thing. Even though you know what the right thing was, you delivered the wrong thing. Since if you had done the right thing, I would have accepted you, he's saying here. Then we can carry on reading. And if you do not do well, sin is crouching at the door. Its desire is to contrary to you, but you must rule over it. So, see again what happened in Eden Garden to the parents and the influence of Satan and Cain. And the desire of the sin attacked Adam and Cain. They both didn't overcome this. Well, he didn't overcome it as well. Because his parents, Adam and Eve, didn't seek or surrender to God, after the disobedience, they started to react according to their own mind. Both of them, and Adam did. Adam was the one who started blaming Eve. And he fell into the sin. And he acted according to his own mind. And the flesh, and the reason is is because they know what the commandment that was given, and they know what they should have done, and the consequence same to Cain. They know what they should have done, but they didn't do this. In the end, God approaches them and rather has to explain them their mistakes and of their disobedience. So both of them have done the mistake and fallen into sins, and they don't overcome this. And due to this, both of them had experienced the consequence, and God has to clarify their mistakes of disobedience in the end. So it proves this point very clearly, though better, in 1 John 3rd chapter 12th verse about Cain. So let's read this now. Okay, I've got the verse now. Let's read it. We should not be like Cain, who was of the evil one, and murdered his brother. And why did he murder him? Because his own deeds were evil and his brother righteous. So it's saying here, why Cain, this is the reason why Cain and his offering was not accepted for what he had done. And since he did not overcome this got worse and worse for Cain. Since Cain was the evil person who murdered his brother, it's saying in the verses, and he knew what he should have done, but he doesn't do this because he finds what's convenient to him, just like his father. Adam knew what he should have done, but he rather doesn't do this, and due to this, the sin overcomes this, and he shows the anger towards Eve and blames it towards Eve. And in Cain's case, Cain shows this anger by killing his own brother, and God calls this evil, and this is why God says, well, it says in the verse, actually, we shouldn't say God says this. It says in the verse that Cain is it says if we read that we should not be like Cain. Since due to the anger that he had felt, Cain had done, he killed his own brother. So we understand what today we understood, because why Cain and his offering wasn't accepted. We understood now this is the reason. So that's all for today. See you next time. Bye.